Hey guys, Aaron Higgins from New England Fire Cooking here. Welcome to my quick one series. Recently did a poll on Instagram, and a lot of people were saying, about 40% of the people polled were saying that they'd like to see some quicker recipes that are a little bit easier to knock out in a shorter amount of time. And a good portion of them were moms, so I know better than to ignore that demographic. So anyway, I hope you guys like it. This is a little bit more informal than what we've done in the past, or what a traditional video would be. So anyway, let's get right into it. Tonight we're gonna do some pulled pork loaded tater tots. Okay guys, so as you see here, I cooked up some tater tots, got them in this pan. This is a whole bag. You cook them however you want. You can air fry them, you can bake them in the oven, or you can deep fry them. Doesn't really matter how you do it. Either way, it's gonna be awesome. Over here in this pot, what I have is I have some leftover pulled pork. Now, whenever I do a pork butt and I have a whole bunch of leftovers, I just put them in vacuum sealer bags, or even a Ziploc bag will work, and I just chuck them in the freezer. If you don't have anything like that, that's fine. A lot of people I know, I just had a friend over the other night, and she was saying that she likes the Jack Daniel's pulled pork packages that they have at the grocery store. You grab one of those or something, that will work just fine. So what I'm doing right now is I'm getting it warm inside this pot. A lot of this stuff, like this pulled pork, okay, was never really sauced. I know it looks like it's been sauced, but it hasn't been. It basically was smoked, it was pulled, and then it was just kind of, you know, sat in its own juices and whatnot. So for a little bit of extra kick, what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw in some of this Famous Dave's Devil's Spit. It's a little bit hotter than standard barbecue sauce, and I like that. So I'm going to put a little bit in there, you know, just enough to, you know, to give it a kick. And then as it's getting warm, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mix this around and make everything nice and happy in here, you know, and let it get nice and bubbly and steamy, you know, and all that good stuff. Okay, so now that that's kind of incorporated, I might even add a little bit more a little bit later. We're going to pop over here. We're going to pop over here to this pan. What we're going to do is we're going to make ourselves a cheese sauce. Now, right here, what I have is I have an entire wheel of smoked Gouda cheese. You could use whatever cheese you like. You could use Velveeta. You could use cheddar. You could use American. I don't really care. But I like smoked Gouda just because it goes really, really well with barbecue sauce and has a nice smoky flavor. Now, to make this cheese sauce, what I'm going to do is I'm going to chuck a stick of butter into this pan that's on warm right now, and I'm going to bump that right up to medium heat on the stove, okay? And then what I'm going to do afterwards is I'm going to add in some flour. This is about a half cup of flour. Doesn't mean I'm going to use all of it. I'm going to put a little bit in, and I'm going to let this melt down. I'm going to start getting it nice and golden, and then once we start to get a roux, I'll check back with you, and we'll start adding our cheese. So as you can see, the butter's melted. This flour's being incorporated into it, and we're going to have ourselves a nice little roux here in a minute. So what you want to do is you want to try to make sure you take all the lumps of flour out of there. Just kind of bust those up if you can. Okay, and that's about what you want. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start adding this cheese. We're going to start dumping this cheese right in, and then we're going to drizzle some milk in, and we're going to get it nice and melty and delicious. That is the name of the game in this one. Okay, we're going to add a little bit of milk now. I use whole milk just because it's creamy and it's fatty and it's delicious. And now what we want to do is we just want to move all this stuff around. You want to be careful not to burn this. You want to let this get nice and melty. And as you let this get nice and melty, you can adjust the consistency of it by adding more milk and adding more flour. You can adjust it to whatever consistency you would like. It's really not a big deal. I just like a nice thick sauce that pours over whatever it is that I'm topping with it. You can make it really thick. You can make a cheese dip out of it if you wanted to. Anything like that is just fine. So this is way too thick for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add myself a little bit more milk here. Move this around. Get it all worked in. If you're the type of person that needs a recipe to go off of, there are plenty of recipes for smoked Gouda cheese dip online that you can use as a baseline. I always just wing it. I've done this a few times, so I kind of know what I'm looking for. But yeah, by all means, look up a recipe if you want and use that as your baseline, and then you can tweak it yourself from there. So as you can see here, I have a nice creamy sauce. I set the heat on low. You want to keep this nice. All right, and now it's time to assemble these loaded tater tots. So what I'm doing is I'm coming over here, and now I've got some pulled pork, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to layer it right on top like so. Okay, now what we got to do is we got to dress it up with some of this cheese. Now what we're going to do is we're going to get this on some smoke. Got the Traeger fired up, running right at 275. You could do this on any smoker. You could do it on any grill too. If you got a charcoal kettle style grill, set all your coals on one side, create a 2-zone fire, put this on the cool side. Throw a chunk of hickory or whatever wood you got on top of those hot coals. Give it a little smoke flavor. If you got a gas grill set up for indirect heat, get one of those little smoking boxes that you can buy at the hardware store. Put your chips in there, get some smoke rolling, set it on there. We're going to let it roll for about 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, just to get some additional smoke flavor. And also, lets these flavors all mesh together and kind of come together. It's going to give it a really great taste. We'll see you up here in about a half hour. Okay, you guys, after about 25 minutes, I decided it was time to take these bad boys off the Traeger, and as you can see, they're looking really tasty. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come right in. I'm going to get myself a nice healthy portion of this, because that's what we're about here. We're about health and well-being of our own diets. We assume personal responsibility. Ooh, can't let that go to waste. Yum, yum, yum. And now I'm just going to come over the top with some green onion. And there you go. That is loaded pulled pork tater tot. And of course, you know I got to give this a try. I'm going to get some of this cheese. I'm going to get some of these taters here. Just like that. Let's see what we get. I'm going to tell you guys, if you think that this isn't what it's cracked up to be, you're wrong. This is awesome. Let me tell you, this is a great post-sporting event dish. This is a good game day dish. Some of you dads out there, you want to knock out something quick and easy for the Super Bowl for your pals, or you're doing a father-son thing or whatever. This is great. Your kids are going to love this, by the way. This is just awesome. You can't go wrong. It's really easy to put together. Hardest part about this was the cheese sauce, really. And as I continue to sample this here, I got to tell you, yeah, like I said, post swim class, post karate class, post whatever practice, this is perfect. Get them home, get them showered, stuff their little faces full of something like this, and they're going to be in bed by 8 o'clock. And then you got the rest of the night to yourself. But listen, guys, if you like what you see here, and you like what we're doing on this channel, and you like these quick little videos, give us a subscribe. Let us know what you think. Leave your feedback in the comment section. Check us out on Instagram. Check us out on Facebook. Thanks for hanging out with us today. We'll see you next time.